The Gypsy and 800 went to Oyo rooms, and 9 months later, this was born. This is a hybrid. This is the Jeep 100, a hybrid between a Gypsy and a Maruti 800. And trust me, this is absolutely crazy because it is a monster truck. This car comes courtesy of Deepraj Chari to me from Chari Automobiles, who spent I think around ₹6 lakhs to make this car. These are the keys of the vehicle. 2 keys because the engine has been changed as well. One is to open the fuel tank, obviously. Straight away, let's open the engine bay and let me show you what powers this beast. It is actually the engine from the S team. So a lot of khichdi happening here. There is no insulation, it doesn't need it. But still the engine bay seems quite empty here, which is quite surprising. Now obviously it has got a lot of lights. I put it on flash mode right now. So the strobes are flashing there, lights are flashing there. Again, lights also flashing here. I don't know why these lights are not working because obviously those lights have gone into water and then short circuited probably. These lights are completely halogen. So the body is actually from the 800, but the underpinnings are from the Gypsy. The radiator is actually exposed here, but still it does a decent job when you go off-road because it is very capable in terms of off-road ability. So the tires are very interesting here because these are 31-inch tires, 235/75 15s. Well, the alloy wheel has white color finish on it. The GoPro sticker actually reduces the reliability of this car because that camera absolutely sucks. Now, this is the original suspension of the 800, which obviously does not work here. It's a dummy because it is running on the Gypsy's leaf spring. Actually, now to put it into perspective, where is the leaf spring? Why can't I see it right now? It is here. Yeah, there it is. So what they have done is they have actually used the Maruti 800's body and they have used the underpinnings from the Gypsy. So this body on frame, the frame actually comes from the Gypsy, the body comes from the 800. It has been given a 4-inch lift because of which obviously it looks quite tall, and trust me on this, it's very capable off the road. Some stickers here which obviously improve the performance of the vehicle. This is given for a reason because this car absolutely needs a roof rack because the boot only does not open, and the articulation is crazy. Look at this, the body is moving completely. Yeah, you can shake it all the way. Okay, first things first, let me turn off the lights before the battery drains. So I've shut that right away. And let me show you the underpinnings because it's quite interesting. Now this is obviously the frame of the vehicle. That is the gearbox. That is the transfer case, which if you want to shift from 4 high to 4 low has to be done from here. So yeah, that is how you actually shift it. This has to be done from here, which is quite inconvenient. However, it was always in 4 low because this car is all about off-road ability. It's absolutely crazy the kind of ground clearance this vehicle has, which means that this can literally go anywhere. And the articulation is also quite impressive. This is actually the dummy suspension. The fuel tank, which is metal, is actually from the Maruti 800. That is 30 liters. And again, let me show you the leaf springs of this car because which the ride quality might not be the best because water has gone inside. This is not functioning at the moment. That is the exhaust of the vehicle. This spare wheel is the reason why the boot does not open. No, the boot does not open because the spare wheel is actually blocking the opening of the boot. Now it has this graphics to tell people, be alert, be cautious. Lights have some water inside. The 800 obviously is a very classic design, and I have to use the other key, this key, to open the fuel tank.
One eternity later.
No, it is not working somehow. So this car cannot even take fuel. It is that efficient. This is the kind of hybrid car I like. Again, lights on the top as well. In fact, I have changed the lights because I didn't want the battery to drain. So instead of putting it on flash mode, I put it on the regular light mode. And now you can see all the lights on, which looks quite cool. This car looks very intimidating. Trust me on this. This is what a project car should be. Getting in and out is obviously difficult because of the ground clearance and the height of the vehicle. Center passenger is not there only here because there is no space for a center passenger. There is no headrest only, which means people did not have a head back in the day. Window controls have been removed. That is what is called as child lock. Meanwhile, you have got, what is this? Yeah, this is actually storage space here, which is quite loose. There's no space in this car. Yeah, yet people used to fit 50 people in the back of a Maruti 800 and go. Boot space is, I don't care only. Do you care? It's up to you. Now straight away, let's actually get inside, which can be quite the climb. This thing has stopped working. So this is not the way to turn on the car. Usually this is the way to turn the car, but it is not. You have to turn on the car from here. So there's a separate system for this. There, it turns on and it also stalls. So we're going to give it a bit of a rev. Yeah, it has been straight piped obviously. You get a snorkel here, which is not functional. Seats are okay, and this is to adjust the height of the seat, or you can move the angle of the seat, but it is very tough to adjust. Lot of exposed wires almost everywhere. You know what is this? This is actually the locker. If you put this up, you lock the right side wheels, and if you push this down, you lock the left side wheels. By doing that, well, you are able to do exactly what Mahindra calls as IntelliTurn, because the wheels lock and then the turning radius obviously reduces. Some storage space here for the key probably, and the steering has a 2-spoke treatment. It says Maruti in Hindi. Now let's get inside, which is quite the climb. It's a 4-speed gearbox here. It's quite surprising. Shouldn't be a 5-speed. Well, it depends. Let's open the glove box, which is quite ruined. So is this storage space. And here you get some storage space as well. This is the AC control. Engine start stop it says, but doesn't really do anything. That is a very plain and basic instrument cluster. This is obviously for the wipers. That's for the indicator. Steering has so much looseness to it. Let's turn on the hazards. Well, I have actually reviewed all generations of the Maruti 800 to make sure to check on the top right corner of the screen for all the links there. And it has reverse cross traffic alert. Yes, baby, reverse cross traffic alert. Well, that is actually the reversing alarm. And there are 2 buttons here. I don't even know why they are there. Most of the things I don't even understand why they are there, but they are there in this car. Some of them are obviously for show, but this is about off-road ability. So let's start driving. Before that, this is caved in completely. So is this. There's a light which does not work. Quite a few things do not work, but what works in this car will make you go bonkers. Let's go. Okay, it's time to start driving, which means I have to turn on the vehicle, and it's a bit weird how you turn it on. Look at this, okay? So this thing is exposed and okay, it's in gear right now. I'm so stupid. Yeah, it does idle at a slighter higher RPM to make sure that it does not stall. The window does not close more than this, so bear with me, because if there's going to be a bit noise, I can't do anything about it. Speedometer does not work, so we have a specialist timing gear here. Into first gear, handbrake down, and off we go. And trust me, the car is super duper slow. First and foremost, the weight. And the Gypsy is something I never liked, because overall dynamics are very poor of the Gypsy. How did I say Jimny? Yeah, that too. But the problem here is that it's very bad to drive on the road because it moves a lot. Yeah, it does move quite a lot. Steering has no feel or feedback. In fact, this steering wheel is from the 80s movies, wherein people used to drive like this, in movies at least, and oh my god, I can feel every bump because body on frame. Now another problem is when you hit a bump now, the car will come out of gear. So it was in third gear, it all of a sudden came into neutral. So that's a bit of a problem. 40 kilometers per hour, not bad. There's actually an antenna here which has been sealed because the audio system has been removed, so that you can listen to such sounds and scare everybody silly. There's okay, again out of third. By the way, this is a 5-speed gearbox. It's not a 4-speed gearbox. It says 4-speed here because it is the cover from the Maruti 800, but the engine is from the S-Team. The S-Team always had 5 speeds. By the way, this car is having the S-Team engine, which is a 1.3 liter unit, 85 horsepower, around 115 Newton meters of torque, which makes the engine peppy, but the car is geared so much for off-road driving now. It just does not have the grunt only to be driven fast, and it feels very uneasy. In fact, top speed is 80 kilometers per hour, does not even reach the ton, and there's so much play in the steering, and the brakes are horrendous because they just don't work here to keep pumping them. And look at the amount of revs it's giving me. So let's get into this. In fact, listen to the sound, okay? The cracks, the pops, all of those are really making a fantastic sound in the tunnel. So yeah, it's a big handful to drive. Handling is horrendous, turning radius is shit, the steering is just too heavy. There's so much play here, but once you get it up to speed, the steering is way too heavy. There's a lot of issues in terms of the dynamics of this car, and obviously this is not about dynamics. So the wipers, they also don't work. A lot of things don't work, and we're going to hit the magic 50 kilometers per hour. Yes, we did, into 4th gear, and as soon as you hit 60 kilometers per hour, everything starts to vibrate. There's so much vibration, it feels like the body will fall off from the frame. Yeah, but then this car is not meant for all this, what I'm doing right now, driving it on the road. And that's the reason the owner always keeps this in 4-low only. Right now we are in 2-high because we're driving on tarmac. Oh my god, the bumps can be felt here. It moves around quite a lot. So it's not a very, how do I put it, smooth car to drive. It's just very hairy for the road experience, and fuel efficiency is also not great. Single digit numbers is what you will get. The steering is rubbish, the ride is rubbish, the handling, well, it's also rubbish. Okay, into first gear and off we go. Let's see what it tops out in first gear. First gear, almost 40 kilometers per hour, and a Wagoner overtook me when I was on full throttle. You can imagine, a Wagoner is never overtaken an S-Team. Fueling is a bit iffy here. So yeah, this car is not about speed. Again, it gets out of third gear, which is a bit frustrating. Yeah, no, it's not. What is happening? Why is the car not moving? Now we are in second. Oh, actually the car is stalled. Yeah, the car is stalled. So it does tend to stall quite a lot here and there, but I have to use this key to turn it on. Nope. I am now trying to limp to the fuel station. I don't think I will make it, but I shall try. So the issue is that the fuel meter does not work. So that's the reason such things tend to happen. I'm on full throttle in first gear. The car is feeling very uneasy. So that's a bit of a problem here. Not a bit, quite a bit of a problem, but we'll use the horn and see how it works. It does not work only. So a Maruti car where a lot of things are not working is something which is definitely new to a lot of us. At least it is new to me. But then I am at like 10 kilometers per hour. This car did 30 kilometers per hour in first gear. Now it's just out of breath. It's kind of dead. It is actually completely dead. I don't know how it is still moving. Maybe because it has some Japanese parts, and that's the reason why it's still limping ahead. But at this speed, I'm not going to reach anywhere. I walk faster than 9.8 kilometers per hour. So that's that. I think we'll try and take a U-turn before that the car will stop. Okay, I managed to fill fuel somehow, and now I'm going to turn on the vehicle. Yeah, it's actually idling at a higher RPM, so it's drinking a lot more fuel. By the way, the left window is not there only, so it doesn't shut. And this right window, somehow I managed to shut. It's in 4 low now, which means that now is the time to experience off-roading. Yeah, it becomes very slow in 4 low, naturally. And it sounds very loud as well because of the engine multiplying, you know what. Let's turn. So I don't know from where I'm exiting, but I was like, why do mainstream stuff? Let's get out of from some other place. So where can I find an opening to get out? Maybe we'll get out from here. Should we get out from here? Yes, why not? Because we can. So there we go. Easy peasy, easy peasy. Oh god, I stalled the car. How can someone stall the car and then brakes don't work only? The brakes don't work only. Standing on the brakes. Yeah, no, not working. How did the car stall? No, baby, don't do that. Okay, I think we should go in reverse to get some momentum. So I've put reverse gear, which slots very smoothly in this car somehow. And issue is not fuel, issue is this fan has actually come off. Because the fan has come off, the car is overheating, and because it's overheating, the car obviously, the car is overheating, and because it's overheating, obviously it is shutting off every time you turn it on. So abhi usko tow karke jayenge. Okay, the car is finally repaired. There were multiple issues with the car, but fuel was definitely not one of them. Actually, the issue was that when I was shooting the car earlier now, I hit quite a few trees here and there, because of which, yes, the fan fell down and then the engine started to overheat. First issue. Then the second issue was that the carburetor got choked. So this is actually a carbureted car. It's not 85 horsepower S-Team. It is actually 65 horsepower engine from the S-Team. But now things are fine. In order to open the hood also, it's a very weird mechanism to do it. So now hopefully we don't get bogged down at all. And I'm going to keep some momentum and off we go. This should... Whoops! No! Yeah. The car bounced and something broke there, I think. The keys and all fell down. Now it's time to go off-road, and hopefully there is no other hindrance today when we go off-road. Because I have been looking forward to showing you the off-road of this car since quite some time. I've already done it a couple of times right now, not couple, thrice maybe. The brakes are very weak. I have to keep pumping them. That's a bit of an issue. Okay, let's go now finally. There is our off-road trail. I'm just going to crawl ahead slowly because people want to cross. Only one mirror on the right, no other mirror in this car, which is a bit of a challenge here. And straight away, I will have to figure out where to go because things are a bit confusing. So yeah, we'll make our own trail, and we have a lot of roots here. You won't believe one of them actually hit me on my face because the window was open when last time I came here. Okay, we have to just drive in first gear, so that's not an issue. Okay, we are going to start with the toughest thing here in this trail, which means that I have to actually first pump the brakes to make sure they are dry, because I actually went to another direction, which, okay, guys, wanting to stall. Now I have to very, very, very slowly go down. We have to be on the brakes, on the brakes, little bit leaving the clutch to get ahead. This is the most scary part of this whole trail, so I thought I'll show you the scary part first. Rest we can do later, obviously. I'm full on the brakes. I'm absolutely on the brakes right now, but the car slides because there is muck, so there is absolutely no traction, and we are down. Oh my god, that was difficult. Honestly, that was quite difficult. Not the easiest, but then there's so much muck, so I'm just going to keep the momentum and get out of here. Very capable car, absolutely capable. This is so enjoyable. You can just go wherever you want. So the tough part is over. Now we are going to go to the easier part. Actually, I did the easier part earlier, but the camera position wasn't the best, so we are going to do it again. And of course, I have stalled the car, so we're going to turn it on. I love the way the whole turning thing is. How do you turn it on? It looks like some Hollywood hi-fi thief like Mr. John Wick trying to rob a car. And now we will get in from here, which is making me work my muscles, because obviously the steering is very heavy. I hit one of these with the window open. It hit my face like that straight away. So when you go off-road, make sure you always wear a helmet. Like Sachin Tendulkar has always told you, wear helmet. And knocking off trees and roots and all, that is the actual fun. I actually went too deep. I shouldn't have gone that deep, but then the car managed, because articulation is actually fantastic here. Yeah, it does a phenomenal job in terms of the articulation. And now let me just stop. थोड़े राइट चले गए थे ना. And let's go into some water right now, because this water wading is actually deep enough that all the 4 tires get covered here. Yeah, that was easy. That wasn't difficult at all. I'm a little bit fast, I feel. Turning radius is not the best. Steering is super duper heavy, so you have to hold it like this completely and then knock off a few things here and there. And now we're going to knock off a few things here as well. Look at the amount of water, which is absolutely crazy. I love it. I love driving this car because it is so capable off the road. We are going to stop here. I need to pump the brakes because the brakes have become wet, so they become less effective. It's come into neutral. Pump, 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 pump. And it shuts. No, it will shut any moment. Let's rev it. Camera angle is fine. Let's go through this difficult obstacle once again. And I am all set. Let's go. कॉन्फिडेंस तो है भाई मुझ में, बिकॉज मैं ये 4th-5वीं बार कर रहा हूँ, बट नो अमाउंट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस कैन प्रिपेयर यू फॉर समथिंग लाइक दिस, बिकॉज इट्स अ डिक्लाइन एंड दिस डिक्लाइन इज सच दैट यू स्लाइड डाउन, so you have to really take it easy. And now, oh my goodness, there is so much mud. The brakes don't work only when you come down. Now the brakes don't work. You just have to fight the steering wheel, and that's done. I've mastered this art, and then there's so much mud that I need to power through. So guys, this is my video of the monster Maruti 800. It's a monster truck. It is absolutely phenomenal. So much fun. Heart in the mouth feeling when coming down like that. But trust me, it is super capable. You have to really fight the steering wheel. There is some smoke coming out from the front because obviously the engine is hot. But there is water which is being splashed here and there. But since the car stopped working in between, the moral of the story is do all this only if you have your own workshop or garage, because exactly that's what the owner has done here today. Why take the mainstream route? Take the road less traveled, because you can. I'm in second gear. I should not be. And if you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up. That's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. Go drive the ultimate SUV. This is not for you. Brakes won't work, so that car will get knocked off. Bye.